speeding up, we can talk about time speeding up too.
We're on now.
Okay.
So this is Jamie and Tim.
Welcome back.
Back again for another show.
Yeah, we're here for fun. We're here to enlighten. We're here to show people the way, the truth, the life. Bring them back some hope. The hope that you will find, not in us, but in your own hearts. Go ahead, my friend Jamie.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if we had any people that wanted topics to talk about tonight. I guess from what I can see is people are talking about having energy crashes, back pain, joint pains.
Yes, absolutely.
Or getting nauseous and sick.
Oh my God, yes.
And going through a lot of what do you call it? Ascension symptoms.
Ascension symptoms, physical symptoms. I'm going to say number one, let them happen. If you try to block them, it's going to make them worse. It's your ego that's frightened. And it's going to try to tell you that the unknown is scary. And I'm here to tell you that you must have just a little bit of faith. And someone once said the faith of a mustard seed, that it will pass. And I guarantee you, and I'm telling you right now, believe in me, it will pass. Now, last night, what happened to me, I just want to explain something that happened to me. Is all of a sudden I felt nauseous for no reason whatsoever. And I got up and went and, and I did my thing and I vomited, okay? And I felt a lot of gastrointestinal pain and discomfort. And then my dreams were very, very vivid. So these energetic shifts are very real. I want us all to know they're very real. We're experiencing them. We're here to show you, enlighten you, that you're not the only one, to give you some hope that way.
Yeah. A lot of it has to do with our DNA upgrading.
Yes.
And it's causing physical pain and symptoms.
Yep. It is all about the DNA, yes.
And a lot of it is transforming from 3D Earth to 5D Earth in 6 dimensions. They're here right now, those energies.
They are.
But we're not really in it because I'll say 90% of the population still isn't waking up.
That's right.
And it's holding the energies down, even though that the density is here, we're not quite experiencing it yet.
Yeah. You're right, Jamie. There's two levels. There's the one level of our soul that's there already with the fifth and sixth, understands this, is not scared of this, is there, and it feels very, very natural. Then there's the level of the mind/body. I call it the mind-body complex, in which isn't there. It's going to doubt things for you. It's going to fear things for you. It's going to try resistance and all these things we're trying to achieve. If we could be no more natural and go with our soul, then it'd be much better. However, most of us are not there, so what we're here to do is to relate to you, explain our own things that we're going through, our own experience, strengths, and hopes, that we will all get through this.
And we're just one part of ourselves right here.
Just one part.
We have ourselves on a multidimensional level that's doing things. I find a lot of people are doing a lot of things in dream time now.
Yeah.
Like what I remember is there's other worlds that I go to and I wake up.
Absolutely.
So I wake up in those worlds.
Yeah.
And some of them is like medieval times.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another world in the Astral Realm that I travel to, and there's actually bad guys are there.
Yeah.
And they're actually torturing humans
Yes.
when they're in their other bodies.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of nightmares come from that too, eh?
Yeah, the astral realms, there's the lower astral, the intermediate astral, and the upper astral. The lower astral, I suggest you shield yourself and protect yourself through Archangel Michael from those during dream time and otherwise. The middle astral, well, there's still the ego. It's still like the earth, but you just don't have the density of the body. And the upper astral is the celestial. That's where your angels are, your guides, and that's where your dragon guides are, some of the fairies. So I suggest that you would do your best to be in those realms. Now, we can't always. When we explore these astral realms, a lot of these indigos are going there for the better or the worse. And they're going there for the worst because they're still doing their work and they're still willing to go through the ego and work with the egoic stuff. So I would say that my friend Jamie, I'd say that he's a traveler, but he travels to so many different realms, astrals, and very different planes, whether good or bad, because he cares, and that's why he goes there.
And sometimes I'm not actually traveling to some of them. I'm doing by location. It's actually being in two places at once.
Yeah.
But one of the worlds I go to, there was these. It was like they looked like the Greys.
Yeah.
But they were, I don't know, they were a little different. They had big black eyes. I'm thinking maybe Archons.
Yeah.
But this is a few times I ran into this. They take people in this cave or into a dungeon.
Yeah.
And they're actually torturing people.
Okay.
But what happens is, when the person wakes up from dream time from traveling there, even if they know it or not, it hurts them on a spiritual level on this plane.
Yeah.
But when I was there, they were taking a kid in.
It's
going to do something to the kid.
Okay.
And I showed up just to save him, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when the being was there, like one of the Grey races, he said, "Oh, you're here, Mishka, from the Pleiades."
He knew you.
And he actually felt bad and almost looked like he was starting to cry. He didn't want to hurt people anymore.
Yeah.
It was almost like I was sitting there to try to stop what they were doing.
That's absolutely true, Jamie, and you were there for that reason. Some great being once said, "There is no sin, only that of ignorance," and that means that we just don't know the truth. And that being was Buddha. He said that once you know, and sometimes we need to be shown that what we're doing is hurting other people. Now you were there and you're shown this great being. This is not the way to happiness. And he was actually had a change of heart. And that's the reason I feel, Jamie, right now, that you were there. You're multi-purpose. To help this child, of course, to rescue this child because you care. You do a lot of work in your dream state and by location, but you also do work with these other beings to show them, you know what, the dark side. It may be a play, and it's a play. It's a galactic play. Look at Star Wars. We had our play, The Light and the Dark. But you're also there to show this guy that maybe this isn't the best for you anymore. Does that feel right to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's weird, like there's so much stuff going on that I don't even know how to explain it, right?
Yeah.
So, there's another place called the Fourth Earth.
Yeah.
And we all have bodies there too.
Yeah.
And we have a split personality of ourselves there that's functioning right now while, like, there's me and you out there right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
On this planet.
Yeah.
The Fourth Earth.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of people are going through stuff. They think it's schizophrenia, depression.
Yes.
And what's going on is they're traveling, like they're switching bodies.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, like I could be at work and someone just don't feel right.
Yeah.
They get anxious. What happened is maybe their self is coming back into their body.
Yeah.
And the other one's leaving. They kind of get all mixed up.
Right.
They don't know quite how to feel. They get a lot of depression and anxiety and stuff happens from that. But
yeah.
But it is like, I could be here. Say if I was doing stuff like this, it's like the other person, my other me will come into me.
Yeah.
The other one will go there and do stuff.
Absolutely.
It's like, and a lot of people can try this. They can say, take me up.
Yeah.
And put me back down.
Yeah.
Like you can say to yourself, okay, take me up. Then usually they'll feel a little different.
That is our free will choice to do so. Yes, absolutely.
But the Fourth Earth, I don't know really what it is, because there's a lot of shit going on there. Like
there's so much. Yes.
There's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mad Max,
everything,
all that stuff.
All the thought forms are there. Everything that you think is actually a reality. You're absolutely right.
Everything we've seen in movies goes on this realm.
That's right.
And that's where the info, these guys that make the movies channel the info to make movies about it, because it's real things like George Lucas and them.
Yeah. Toth once said, as above, so below, in the green and the emerald tablet, he says that those above realms, they start there and then come to the earth. So everything that's happening is going on in a higher realm, and by the time that it gets down to this third density, it's at the lowest part that it can be, and it comes to the body, and there it is. So, we're on the leading edge of thought, taking it before and further than it's ever been. And otherwise, we're creating things new here that have not existed, which can be exciting and frightening at the same time. I suggest that you call it exciting and stay away from thoughts of fear of it. And you say, well, you know what? I can recontextualize fear. I don't have to look at it as a bad thing. I can call it false evidence appearing real. That's F-E-A-R. Somebody once said F everything and run. No, I say face everything and recover and heal.
I think a lot of people are getting frustrated now because they're waiting.
Yeah.
They're waiting for something to happen. They're sick of they're sick of how things are now.
Yeah.
The Earth, the world, the jobs. Because all the channelings from the 90s that always said soon, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
People are kind of
we're sick of the word soon. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear the word soon anymore. I know. I understand that.
And there's no great alien race that's coming to save us.
Yeah. They're not going to save us.
I work with the channel and info from the Pleiadians and Arcturians.
Yeah.
And basically they're saying they're not coming here.
No.
Well, they don't want to get trapped here.
They don't want to get trapped here, and the density's too hard for them.
But a lot of them are here from Starseed incarnation. That was one way that they come to make the help with the change was to come.
And they do visit. Let's face it, Jamie. They do visit Agartha. They Mount Sashta. They visit there. They come and they go. The monks on Mount Sashta, they're used to having the Venusians, the Pleiadians coming and going there. And they do that, but they just don't stay for too long.
Well, they were actually scared of being stuck here,
and they don't want to be stuck here.
Because they call Earth prison planet.
Yeah, a lot of them do. They call it the marshes. Yeah.
So Earth was a great destination, vacation spot for other terrestrial races traveling.
Absolutely.
They used to call Earth, weren't even called Earth, they just called it Blue. We're going to go have a vacation at Blues.
Yeah.
Because we were pretty much a water world at one point.
Such a beautiful world, yes.
Until Earth got captured, I don't know how many times.
Yeah. Many times.
It got cyclically transported into this part of the universe. Yeah. Earth was never, we're here. Because we're in the outer limbs of the galaxy.
Yes.
Which is where we're considered.
Yeah.
Earth got cyclically transported here.
Yeah.
But all the times Earth got captured from all these races and trying to keep the control system that we're in. Actually, every time it got captured and moved, say it got moved 12 times in different places, it hurt the Earth. So the Earth is actually shrinking in size.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it was huge. Earth was meant to be a 12th dimensional seed planet.
That's right.
Now it got hurt so much that we're put into a third dimension.
Yeah, it's been a great library where races from all over the different universes could come here and study the history of different galaxies and planets. It was a great library. Not only that, it was the most beautiful of the planets, and I am not joking about that. It's one of the most beautiful planets that Source Creator has created. They all wanted it. Of course, there's the big galactic war. We want to take this planet, but no, we don't want you to take it over. At some point during the galactic play, they had to allow it to happen. And that was many times, as Jamie said, many timelines. Once was in Atlantis. Tonight we're not going to get too much into that detail, but once was in Atlantis where Atlantis fell through the Anunnaki, but we're not going to get into that too much. Jamie might have a little bit you might want to say about that right now.
Big things with us was Atlantis and Lemuria. Timeline wars.
Yes.
Called timeline genocide.
Yeah.
Shifting. How does that work? Let's see what they're going to tell me here. Well, actually, things go so deep, eh?
Yeah, they
do. When I talk about a multi-dimensional level that we operate on, then there's timelines besides that we operate on.
Infinite dimensions at infinite levels of consciousness. Now try to figure that. You're not going to. Just let it be. But yes.
Me and you, there's actually another one of us.
Yeah.
Just outside of our timeline.
Yeah.
Where we originated from, Atlantis and Lemuria.
Yeah.
Most people. And they're operating on a 3D level like us.
Mm-hmm.
And they know of us on this side.
Yeah.
So, why I say it's who's the real us?
Yeah, who is the real you that's you? Yeah. In Hindu philosophy, if you read the Upanishads, they talk about that one self. with a capital S, not the small self of the ego, but the one self that moves through all things, is all things, exists in every dimension. Now, from what I understand, is we're here in a body to become that one self, to get in touch with that self. They call it self-realization in Hindu philosophy. In Buddhism, they call it enlightenment. In Christianity, mystics, they call it ascension. That Christ had ascended. We're all getting to that as an ascended master. We're all becoming that. And that's what our destiny is. And I want to tell us all right now that that's absolute, that there's nothing that can stop it, that it's total truth, and that there's no way you can fail. And I want you to know that more than anything. That is my message tonight.
One of my main messages I always get is that we just got to claim our own sovereignty.
Yes. Yep.
I'm a sovereign being.
Yes, you are.
Free from outside forces.
Yep.
See, we have guides and stuff to help us, but they don't want us to consider them higher than us.
No, they don't.
They want us to know that we are like great beings of universes that lost our sovereignty over all the timeline wars.
That's true. Buddha said, he said, don't put anyone's head above your own. Christ says, don't revere me, listen to my teachings, but, honor and save your awe for God. That's absolutely right, Jamie.
And I find that's what a lot of people are not doing. There's too many people still stuck in religion.
Yeah.
And even a lot of new age stuff. I call it the new old age.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's kind of time for that to go.
It's kind of ironic, yeah. Absolutely, it's time for that to go, yeah.
People are holding, holding this in masters of themselves.
Yeah.
When you do that, you could invite in an Archon, a Grey,
or
a malevolent being that's going to come in and make you feel good, give you psychic powers, give you healing powers.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, this guy's going to pray to me, and I'm going to give them these feel good powers so I can suck their energy.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We got to discern who's
discernment. Yep. We spoke about that last week with discernment, with going into your third eye and seeing vision as the truth. And we may ask for that vision through the Holy Spirit. Let me see things how they are as the truth. Let me see through the eye of God as love. And we may pray for that, and it will be given to us. Vision is His gift, the Course in Miracles says.
One of the sayings I wrote down years ago, I still like it this day. I was kind of clear audience when I was doing Qigong meditation when it first started. I said humans, a lot of us, we come here because we're quite brave. We talked about that last time.
Takes a great deal of courage.
What it said was humans go where angels fear to tread.
Yep. I was thinking that last week. It's true.
Crazy.
We are, as one channeler says, the strongest of the strong. And these little babies come in, and I see them in severe strength. They got so much courage to come here. Many don't have the karma of the old, which is great. But the indigos, the starseeds still are carrying a little karma. Some are done their karma, but they're still going through the symptoms like we all are.
A lot of people that are having a hard time now, it's not their fault, because they got tricked in the reincarnation process through the lords of karma.
Yeah.
They force people into incarnating into the wrong soul families.
That's right.
Then we don't gather our soul codes.
Right. Okay.
So I could be in this human form, but I could be not at my full potential because I might have incarnated 10 times into the wrong soul family.
I was shown once, it was, I can't remember the person's name or when it happened, but they said, bring back your soul fragments to you. The soul fragments you took on from others, send them back. So in essence, what we're doing is we're bringing all of our multi-dimensional selves back into one unified being, as Jamie was speaking about, as their sovereign self, and we're letting go of those things that were put on us as their projections, as not owning them anymore. So we will send them back, and if those beings, our family, our soul families, are not ready to take them back on, then they will be left with God until they are ready for them. So that is about us collecting our soul fragments, becoming a unified being, and that's part of the ascension process. We're becoming one.
That's where DNA comes into play too. A lot of people just go on and on about DNA. DNA is important, but not the way people think. See, when you're if you incarnate into a soul family, in the flesh, that's where you carry the bloodline, right?
Yeah.
So if someone has a kid, they have a kid. you're incarnating into that bloodline, into that DNA.
Yes.
So if you're wrongfully forced to incarnate into a wrong family,
right,
you're not getting that DNA, the bloodline, and that's when you start missing, like you were saying, soul shards of yourself. Yeah,
shards. Yes.
And it was kind of their plan, right? Because they knew if it was the way it was supposed to be, we could incarnate at will if we wanted to be here again.
Yes.
Now they just take you to the white light and kick you in the ass and send you back.
So go back, tell you more to learn.
Tell you it was bad.
And I know that in near-death experience they're saying, well, can you let me stay? And they're like, we love you to stay, but there's more to it. You have to go back. I don't really want to. I feel such joy here. I said, their guides actually have to talk them into coming back. So
see, if we did incarnate into the right bloodlines over and over and over, what happens is we gather our what they call it, soul codes.
Yes, soul codes.
We gather our soul codes, and we have all of our soul codes.
Yeah.
We can travel the galaxy at will. Yeah. Any galaxy, any universe, any planet that we want to go.
Yeah.
And they didn't want us to know that, because that's why the human body is the ultimate skin suit technology that we need, right? And that's why they keep us dumbed down, because they don't.
I love when you say that, Jamie, skin suit, because it's really just that. It's flesh. The spirit is what gives life. The flesh counts for nothing. A great master once said that, as you have heard before. Skin suits. Abraham, what did she call? Oh, you brought your bodies here. That's great. She said, they're funny. Yeah. They're hilarious. But we're not our bodies, is what we're saying. We have a lot of bodies. You got your body etheric, you got your etheric double, your emotional body, you got your mental body, you got your outer planes, your atmic body, you got your Christ body, Buddhic body. They're going on and on and on. You know.
So a lot of people don't realize too is, like, in this section of our universe, the outer lens of the galaxy is a dominant reptilian race. And when you say reptilians, people automatically like, oh, you're talking about fear. There's a lot of reptilians that are really good.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And I want people to know too that the reptilians, one of the races of reptilians, are actually here before the human beings.
Actually, they helped create us.
Yeah, and they did help create us. And that was shown in a dream to me last night, how they took it was a mountain gorilla or ape, changed his DNA somewhat to work the mines, because the Anunnaki didn't want to work the mines anymore for the gold, and they needed the gold for their planet. They took an ape, changed the DNA, made it into a human being that could be a slave race that could work the mines, which we did.
The Anunnaki got trapped here too, eh?
The Anunnaki got trapped.
The Archons tricked them.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they were going to get sucked in and can't get out.
I remember someone once said, and this is hilarious, don't call them Archons, because Archons means like king or sovereign or great being. Call them ankle biters. Because that's what they are, they can't hurt you.
If you read the First Testament, when they're talking about God, that's Archon.
Yeah.
They're Archons, the First Testament.
Yeah.
And people, religious people can't even see this. If there was one God that came and created the earth, why does it say in the First Testament, let there be no other gods but us?
Yeah.
They're talking plural, more than one.
Yeah, the Anunnaki were seen as our first gods, and even in Atlantis, what they were doing there is experimenting with human DNA and animal DNA, making them into a race of making them workers. To me, I feel as though that's not really the right way to go, but that's what they were doing. They were making the mermaids, they were making the minotaurs, they were making the centaurs, very many things. And I'll end with this, Jamie, because I don't want to diverge too much, that the Great Flood, I believe, was a meteor that dropped in when Atlantis was falling and going under the water, when Noah took his family, knew of these predetermined things, and got the hell out of there and took them to another place.
Elaborate on that.
Yeah.
From the flood.
Yes.
And if you're, like, religious people say, God and Satan.
Right.
But hell,
yeah. Michael's
actually,
Jamie. I just noticed
the
Michael's
good guy.
Yeah.
The good guy is Satan.
Yeah.
Lucifer.
Yeah.
They kind of like bastardized his name into someone evil.
Yeah.
And you know who he was? He was Enki and Enlil.
It was Enki and Enlil, yes. And they were brothers who fought against each other.
And they were the gods. They were the gods of the Old Testament.
In Marduk, yes. Now there was what? Do you remember the book? that was written in back in the Babylonian text. Do you remember what that was called?
No, I don't.
Because they still have access to that Babylonian text. They talk about Marduk and Enlil and Enki, who were brothers fighting against each other, sending nukes back and forth to each other and destroyed their planet.
Yep.
And that was the Lucifer they were talking about. They needed the gold. They needed to mine the gold to replace the atmosphere of their planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's interesting stuff. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do have a bunch of Zachariah Stitchin books here I kind of skim through.
Yeah.
His books are actually all ancient text.
They're ancient texts, taken from the ancient Babylonians. Yeah. There was a lot going on back then, for sure. There's no question. There was a lot of seers. There's a lot of mystics back in that day. There still are.
The Earth is a lot older than 7,000 years, too.
Yeah, it's a lot older than that. Many, many timelines. Eons of time, for sure.
Well, Earth has millions of years as a 12th dimensional planet, too.
Yep. She was in the high place. She fell to the low place. She's going back to the higher place. God bless Gaia, by the way.
What do they call it? Sophia's correction.
Yeah.
That's happening now. That's
Mother Goddess, yes, to her correction. You have to see this as a grand play, and you have to see that the end result is good, and that when you get too scared, I want you to back off a little bit and to see it as a play, and I want you to see it as though you're reading a little storybook about things that were going to happen, and I want you to realize that in the end, you're still that God inside, Source. You're still going to be Source. You're never going to be anything but Source. You're going to make it always. So when we get too scared, let's back off just a little bit. Eckhart Tolle said, let's be the watcher, the observer. Let's look at it. Let's just watch it. Does that make sense to you, Jamie?
Yep. Instead of just waiting for something to happen, we've got to realize that we're kind of in a time loop.
Yeah.
Things seem to take forever.
Yeah.
But for other beings, our 1,000 years is only like a day.
Oh, absolutely.
So, in the Galactic War,
yeah,
things are progressing very rapidly, but on Earth it just seems to take forever because we're just stuck here in this time loop.
And we got to realize the war for this planet took 700,000 years between the Reptilians and the Pleiadians, Andromedans, etc., before the Reptilians finally won the war and took it over. But whatever, okay, it's a story. Like I said, 700,000 years is an eye blink. So please have a little bit of patience. I know we read the articles, we want things to happen, but let me tell you something, things are not going to happen outside of you. We got to look inside, go, who am I? Oh, Jamie says, I'm my own sovereign self. I get to choose.
We got to be our own sovereign selves in everyday life, at work.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like work, we're forced in it. We got to get money somehow.
Yeah.
But as long as you know, you can almost play the system because you know that you need money.
Yeah. Someone said you got to wear the world like a loose garment, where you can take it off and on. Okay. He said, be in the world, but not of the world. That you can go to your job and you can conform to the ways of the world, but go home and do your meditation, do your prayer, if that's what it is. Whatever you want. Light some incense, whatever you want.
So we're stuck in the money system so bad that's all that people think about.
Yeah.
It's like what you said to me one time. When you meet somebody, they don't ask, what do you like to do?
That's right.
They ask you what you do, and what do you do for work?
Yeah.
Or how do you earn?
Yeah. What is your reason for being? What is your justification for being? There isn't any.
And it's crazy that we think that we have to earn a living.
Yeah. I'd say it's much better that we have joy of what we do and then let the money come after that.
I don't know what's going to happen with the money. I know on that fourth Earth there's still a money system.
Yeah.
There's still a money system there, so I'm not sure what that realm is.
Yeah.
And another thing that I've been traveling to is, see, while this war was going on, the Pleiadians and other races kind of hid for a while and let it happen.
Yeah.
So the bad guys or whatever were controlling Earth, and they stayed out of the picture while
they're allowing the free will. Yes.
While they developed this blue energy. That's what a lot of people see in blue lately.
Yeah, I see it around everything. Purple, blue. Like blue. I said, Jamie, I just saw her changing Michael around him on his right. Michael's your right-hand man, by the way.
It's the blue energy. They created that when we leave our bodies at dream time. our consciousness goes into this compartment of a ship, and we manifest the body.
Yeah.
It's like the bodies are, I don't know if they're there, or we manifest it, or else they created these bodies that are conscious.